All right, let's see if we can get this show on the road and start doing a little bit of um, of what? Of React Native and uh, and um, our efforts to pick up a little bit on React Native and learn a little bit about how we can scaffold applications using Expo. So that was the topic of yesterday, and so it's going to be the topic of today. And I see that Krister and Lucas and Kim has joined me. Welcome, boys.
Well, yes,
How
thank
you
you.
guys
Hello.
doing? So join me on Twitch for that stream. Uh,
Twitch.
Hi chat, what's up? What's up? Uh, there we go. And Luke will be with us soon. I assume that he's a little bit off the grid. Uh, so that it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So we're gonna continue on the application that we started to build yesterday. I'm just gonna keep track of my memory consumption as usual. And we are streaming this. We're going to do this for approximately 1 hour, something like that. It depends a little bit of what's up with you guys. This is, of course, the continuation of the code along that we did yesterday, guys. And I'm going to pull up. Well, I don't actually have that, so let's see if we can, if I can pull this up. So, hello world. Hello World in React Native. We're gonna move a little bit beyond Hello World. Actually, the question is in what direction, but we're gonna figure that one out when we get there, I guess. Right. Yes. 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 So we are doing what? We are doing git status first of all, and I need to do git add because I apparently don't follow my own discipline. Whatever I'm trying to teach my students is apparently not what I'm doing myself. So this is a good opportunity for you guys to give me some shit for that, if you want. No, you're okay. Are you okay with that? All right. So git status again. Git CIAM demo code day 1. Gonna make it really simple for me. And I will also head over to my GitHub account. It's gonna be Hoffman, that's me. And I'm gonna create a new repo just so I have one. And I'm gonna just do a new repository, and I'm gonna call this Hello World React Native 2021 or March 2021, because there will be March 20. And the reason why I'm calling this March 2021 is that this bunch of kids, they're like dead silent. I call them kids, but they don't say anything. These bunch of kids started this camp in March 2021. So I'm just going to do this, create this repo, and connect this to my repository locally. Git remote add origin like this. There we go. And then I will just git push this to main, and now I should have that code here, and I can share this with chat. If you want to tag along, you're more than welcome to do that. Demo code. Right. So there we go. That's about it, I guess, right? Now, let me just. Today I'm continuing my of React Native. There we go. Okay, so what was the topic at hand? We wanted to get into some React Native data collection thing, right? Data collection. And why is that important for you guys? Anyone? Why would that be even relevant for you, my current students?
So
because it's all about the data in
It's
programming.
there you go, there you go. Now you know your way with words, my young Padawan. It's all about the data. No, but in many cases, we want to uh, to get some data from somewhere when when we work with our apps, basically, right? That goes without saying. Hello, UT. How you doing? Native. So we're gonna do a little bit of this is nonsense, and I'm gonna do an overview of of day one, and then get data, get some get some get some data, and then display some data, right? And then that's about it. I think that would cover at least the first part um, of the of the workshop. And if we have some more time, we might look into some other topics, basically. But I don't think we will get that much time done, actually. So we should get started. So I hope you have your code up. You're prepared, probably more prepared than I am. So don't rub it in. Now, we started with this yesterday by following common sense. We didn't have a game plan or anything. We scaffolded an Expo app, so we know a little bit about that. We modified the scaffolded code. We created this application using a blank template, and we cleaned up a little bit of code, changed a little bit of how things were being created. For instance, they were using a function keyword here in the scaffolded component. We changed that to the way we like it. We took a look at the navigation, React navigation. That was a little bit of a shit show because we rushed through the documentation, mea culpa, but we finally got it to work. Then we got stuck on all those options, if I remember correctly. That was a little bit of a shit show, but then again, that's what we live for, and you guys are making me hungry. At least two of you are eating at this point, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Now I want to eat too. Anyway, no, it's all right. We run into some issues with those settings, and I guess lesson learned here is to take it slow, follow documentation, and really research everything you do and try things out. When you modify things like the header, for instance, of an app, it's all visual, so it's hard to test for. It is, of course, testable, but we chose not to write any tests yesterday, and we got that thing to work. We spun up the application in using our browser, and we got it to kind of look like a mobile device. But we also exposed some weird things, right? When we added this header back title that says "Take me back." Again, this is demo code, so of course that's nonsense. But when we added this was not being shown in the browser. It was shown in the simulator, but then when I run it on my actual device, it wasn't there, right? So that calls for some, I don't know, confusion or being careful. I gave you guys one kind of challenge, and that is to spin this up in your simulators. So I'm gonna ask you now, starting with Christer. Did you manage to get this up on your simulator? And if yes, was it painless?
Yes.
If not, was it hard, and why not?
I pressed a button and it worked.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And you're on iOS, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's why, maybe.
That's why you have this smirky smile on your face. Like,
I think the other guys had more struggle.
so I hit it off with the right question, with the right guy to ask. Okay, Kim, what's your status? You are looking around.
Oh yeah, I'm finding meat. Yeah, it's fucked.
It's oh, it's fucked. Yes, okay. And in what way is it fucked?
It's like what was it again? Yeah, I had an error. So I should just look at the metro logs, but it doesn't say anything really.
Okay, so we didn't want to start, and you had some metro logs.
Yeah,
and
I had to download it first as well. Apparently I didn't have it, the Xcode. I thought I downloaded it in the beginning, but yeah, maybe first took like forever to download. It's a big fucking file. So yeah.
All right. So okay, 1-1. Let's go over to Arun.
Yep, I think I was having some problem in my system. First, actually, there was not enough space to install it. So I had to get rid of that problem. And then there was a problem in the emulator for EVD. So it was not working. And when I installed it, when I was clicking on it, it was saying it's killed. Kill node, kill something was coming error there. So it says that is working now, but when I'm opening this app that we created yesterday, it is giving error. It is not opening automatically now.
Okay.
So
and you are just so the others, our viewers know, you are on Linux and you are downloading the Android Studio, right? Okay, so you're past installation, but you can't spin up the application at this point in the emulator. Good stuff.
Yep.
Thank you very much. All right, Seva, let's go over to you.
Yeah, I'm also on Linux, and so it installs good. The emulator itself works, I can see it, but the app errors out. So it kind of appears there. There is a connection between them. It goes there, it opens, and then immediately closes. Says like, I don't know, error.
Okay. Is there any logs you can see when that happens?
I don't know. Like it was about 30 minutes in, and you said that don't really get into it. So
that's good. That's good. Now, fair enough. I'm just asking. That's really good. Thank you very much. That's yeah. So so you're down as well. Okay. Yeah, Angela Merkel is gone. Yeah, she's gone today. David, your progress on that particular thing?
I think the same as everyone. I downloaded it, and when I started to play with it, it was already
Kim, don't do that.
After 40.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Not with that facial expression, you know.
I asked Aaron to join us yesterday, and we were like, Thomas, you wanted Aaron to talk to you?
Okay. All right, move on.
Anyways, it didn't work that good, so we left it and started to continue working on the project. So I think I want to check it later. I want to check it later.
Do you remember if you got any log output, any errors?
No, I didn't manage to get there. I just downloaded it, and it took ages to download. So it was already after 30 minutes it was time to work. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Luke.
It's all went fine. I actually did yesterday. But it seems like Android Studio is limiting the amount of memory and everything it's using on my system, so it just crashes.
Okay.
It just stops working.
Okay.
So I haven't seen any error logs or anything yet, but I did 20 minutes and then we went off and carried on working.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, and Lucas.
Well, it's working on my Linux, but it's not working on my Windows subsystem Linux thing.
Okay. Okay, but you have at least one working solution, so you can move forward with that.
Yeah, well, the problem is that it's so slow. So if I spin up an app, it takes 10 minutes and then if I then make a change, it takes another 10 minutes for the change to come.
Okay.
So it's not really.
It's not really sustainable.
Ideal. It's not ideal.
No, not ideal. No.
So I'll have to hack that somehow.
All right. This means in general that we will continue to use the browser extension in Expo. That's the, for development, that is the way to go. We will be limited by that, of course, because you want to see your application in an environment that resembles the thing, the environment that it will be used on, of course, right? So that's a little bit of a problem, but problems are meant to be overcome, right? So let's just play with the cards that has been dealt to us. Nothing else matters at this point. All right, good stuff. Let's move forward. Thank you for the follow, Sammy ES004. All right, good stuff. We need to fetch a little bit of data, and the question is, what sort of data do we want to fetch? Would you guys like us to fetch your articles? You are working with fake news, and there is a project going on here at Craft Academy, and I see some nods, which is okay.
It would be helpful.
Yeah,
it would be helpful. Okay, could somebody send me a link to that API? And also, do I need to have any credentials to fetch the index action? No credentials. Okay.
No credentials.
No
Right.
credentials.
So let's see if we can get this in Postman. If I can get this in Postman, then I will be able to get it in my app as well. Basically, what? There we go. Is there
Fakest news.
Fakest news, right? Nobody has sent me that URL yet, but there will be
in Twitch chat. Lucas has sent it in Twitch.
In Twitch. Oh,
yeah. So now we're gonna definitely test out with all the hackers from Twitch.
Everybody.
Right. And what is the path? It's API /
articles.
Right. So we just where am I? What is it? I'm not used to this, people. Somebody help me.
I use the app on the computer.
Yeah, I wanted to avoid using the app because my memory issues.
Oh yeah, of course, yes. Sorry. But wait, you're using it in Google Chrome. That's worse, isn't it?
Is it?
I know Chrome has a bad reputation for rinsing RAM.
Okay. Gotcha. Understood. Let's spin up Postman. There we are. Applications. We're gonna take it off screen. So there we go. Now let's start this. Let's head over here. It's starting. Ever so slow. Here we go. Let's move this here. There we go. Right, and now what? There we go. So you said API / articles, right?
Yes.
And nothing else. I don't have to do anything else.
No,
Sending
I don't think.
the request. There we go. Loki. Moderna Chief Medical Officer confirms mRNA injection for COVID. Yada yada. Okay. And we have the teaser, and that's beautiful, people. This means that if we can make this happen here, then we can make this happen in the React application. So
I see. Yeah.
that's going to be a fine thing. And now I should be able to actually, for those who want, you should be able to do this I can close Postman actually. I don't need this for your fixtures. You could potentially just hit this from your browser. Yeah, it's gonna look like shit, but it's gonna be there at least. Okay, let's move it out of the way and go. Let's code along. So let's create a new branch just for the sake of it. Git checkout -v fetch articles. Right, and then we will just do yarn and Axios. And there are a few caveats here. Sometimes it's not as straightforward. I know that some people have had issues with this when you do a call, just like out of the box. But we're gonna try and error this a little bit, okay? So pretty much in our, and I'm not gonna use Redux or anything like that. I'm gonna really keep it as simple as possible, if that is okay with you folks. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna do here in our first screen. We're gonna go to our first screen, and then we're gonna import Axios from Axios, basically. And we're gonna also import use effect and use state in this one. And then we're just gonna say use, so const articles, set articles equals set, use state, sorry, use state, and the state will be an empty array to start with, right? We can set it to an empty array, and then we're just gonna say use effect, and if you scaffold this, we just wanna remove the input from the array and remove this return statement. We only need this, a callback and an empty array on the use effect. Okay? And one thing that we want to do here is to say const fetch articles, and that would be an asynchronous function like this. And then we want to say get, const response equals await Axios get and the URL, right? And the URL will be the fakest news. They are not only fake, they are fakest. Who came up with that? Fakest. Okay.
Fakest.
We have a long-standing tradition on this channel to make up new words. I was using, we are gitting about, dealing with Git and version control. We were gitting. So all words are made up, as Thor said in his infinite wisdom at some point. Okay, so once that is done, we want to say, set articles. We're going to use this function that we created up here using state, and we want to say set articles to response data articles, right? Something like that?
Correct.
Thomas, I got continuously 2 articles. Can you stop? 2 advertisement. Sorry, here.
2 what? What?
One after another advertisement I'm facing here.
Advertisements.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in the fetch articles function. We want to say response is await Axios get this, and then we want to do response data and so on. I'm actually going to try to share my screen. Let me know if the quality suffers. Okay.
If it gets bad, I can share mine, Thomas, if you want. subscribing so I don't get ads.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's see if we can do this.
Yep.
Make this up. All right. So this means that we want to use the fetch articles here in this effect. Something like that. And we're also gonna console log the articles in this thing.
I think if we're in the web browser, I think debuggers work, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about running it in the emulator. Actually.
Cool. There you go.
Right. Well, or perhaps I should run this in the browser as well. Yeah, so I'm gonna set a debugger here instead. Right, there we go. Okay, so let's spin this up and see what we get. So yarn web. And there's a new version of Expo CLI available, apparently. What do you know?
Ooh.
It's building. There we go. Hello first screen. I'm gonna open up my dev tools and I'm gonna reload this page. And here we go. We're in this debugger. I'm gonna go to console. Then do response, data, and then articles.
Oh, 7.
And we have 7 articles. That's beautiful, people. Isn't this beautiful? It is. This means that we can. I mean, pretty much my work is done, right? Because you know what to do with the rest. But we also want to continue the stream, right? No, you don't know how to use flat list. It's the flat list, right?
Yeah.
That's the flat list thingy. So let's see how the flat list works. Right. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy, folks. Jesus, that sounds so fucking corny. Why am I saying this?
It's been a while since I've heard that.
Yeah. me too. I don't know where the fuck I got it from. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's from a movie somewhere. I don't know where I get it from. Sounds a little bit like Bobby Ray from South Carolina.
From South Carolina, yeah.
One thing that I remember from Pulp Fiction is this "Pretty Please" with sugar on top. Yeah, I like that. That was Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf was cool.
Yeah.
It's a 20-minute drive. I'll be there in 10. We want to, so we want to comment this stuff out. We're still in the first screen. So we want to go to the return statement and we want to remove the text and the button, okay? Are you done with that?
Yes.
You are done with that. And we want to remove the debugger as well, actually, just so it's gone. We don't need that anymore. Right, so we shouldn't see anything on screen at this point. We shouldn't see anything at all. Right. So here we want to import. We want to add another import from React Native, and that will be called flat list. Yes, flat list. And then we want to display the flat list. And that will be a breeze, folks. It's going to be a breeze. So inside of our view, we want to open up a new one called flat list. And we want to close it directly. So it doesn't wrap anything. And we want to say data equals, in this case it's going to be the articles, whatever we hold in state. And then we want to add another attribute that is called key extractor, and that will also equal and JavaScript injection, and that will be article, one instance of an article. And then we are sending off the article ID on this one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so.
So we want to say article.id, but I want you to try out one thing immediately, because this could be a problematic thing here. So we want to say article ID and then say toString, like this. And that shouldn't give us any errors, at least. It shouldn't show us anything yet, but we did give us errors. Render item is not a yeah, exactly, because we don't have that yet. Hold on, hold your horses there, Thomas. So it needs to be a callback, article, and then article ID toString, and then we want to say render item, and that item would be, and this is a bit tricky. Well, I don't know if it's tricky, but I had a hard time wrapping my head around this. So we need to destruct the item. So it's like, it's going to be a function, so we need those parentheses and then curly brackets, and then it needs to be called item. We cannot call it an article, which would be more, relevant. And then a block that is calling this back, and then we say return, and then, it's going to be a one-liner. So we're going to say, let's say, for now, return text, and then we can say style, for instance. No, let's not do style. Let's just say text, open, close, and then inject some JavaScript here, and you say article
item. Yeah.
Item, sorry, thank you. Item dot title. Do we have title on it?
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you get here.
Motherfucking done.
You see that, guys?
Where do you define article?
Where did I define article? On the key, it's nowhere. So in the render item, it's item and item.title and not article.
It asked me to define article. It says article is not defined.
So the only place where you use article is here in the key extractor.
Mm-hmm.
And you say article, and then it's an arrow function, so you have a return.
Okay, I found it. Oh no.
It's an S.
Article ID. Okay. No, yeah. I found it. Small mistake.
Okay. So you should see something like this now, if you look at my screen.
It looks like an error message.
It looks like an error, but it is actually your content. Right?
Super cool.
Okay. Let's see if we can make it a little cooler. Okay. So we're gonna go over to our code base, and we're gonna go to screens, and we're gonna create a new component. Okay. New file, and we're gonna call it just one article and .js. And here we want to do, what was it? Royal Navy FES, right?
FES.
Right.
Yep.
Royal Navy. I think that's for React Native.
What was it? RNF?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but it sounds cool. It goes with the Royal Air Force. The Royal Navy.
Right. So now we see, because again, you have to remember that those primitives that we're using, things like text or even views, whatever, they come totally unstyled in React Native, right? So we need to add a little bit of styling, and there are libraries for this, but we're gonna do this a bit manually now, if that's okay with you people. So, do we have any images on this, by the way? Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do have images, and that is image URL, or what is it called? Do you know that?
Dot image.
Dot image.
Dot image. That's cool. That's it's a bit misleading, but that's all right. Okay, so let's. Sorry. Right. So here we want to. I'm going to turn this into multi-line, like this, because it's easier for me to read. And I want to import style sheet. I want to do view, text. I also want to import image. It's like this. And we're going to settle for this for now, right? So it's going to be like this. Yes. And so I'm going to add here in my style sheets, I'm going to add one that is called card. Okay. And we, pay attention now. Oh yeah, we're going to import another one actually that is called dimensions. Okay, dimensions needs to be imported as well. So image and dimensions. So in our style sheet, I want to basically, before we do anything, I want to say style here on the view. That will be styles card. Styles.card. Right, so we're going to style this one like this. And so this guy will hold the following attributes. Position will be relative. And the next one, we're going to add a width to it. And that would be using the dimensions. So here we want to say dimensions dot get the width of the window. So we want to say window, and then not widow, window.
Get the widow.
With like this. Dimensions get window or widow dot width. Okay.
Yes.
And now, right, I think we're gonna do it for now. And then we want to add another one here that is called title. And on the title, we're gonna change this a little bit later. So I'm doing the bare minimum at this point, okay? So we're just gonna say font size, let's say, 16, for instance, and padding bottom. Padding bottom sounds so ridiculous. Padding bottom will be 10. Yeah. And then we're also gonna add image, like, image. It's gonna be an object, and we're gonna say height, and we're gonna give it 100 of height, and then we're gonna give this guy a width as well, and that will be dimensions dot get the now infamous window, and we're gonna do this as the width of that. Well, I forgot a comma here.
No width.
Right.
Little d. Yeah.
There we go. Right. Okay. So let's start with that. Let's start, or should we give it a margin? Let's, you know what? Let's do it that margin top, and let's give it a 40 for now. So we have a little bit of styling here.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So we're gonna give this text that we have a style, and the style will be styles dot title. Okay.
Yep.
And we also need to allow this guy, the entire component, to take the article. So we want to destruct this. So curly brackets and just say article. And here we want to say, inside of that text, we want to say in curly brackets just article dot title at this point. And then underneath we want to use the image component and close it immediately and do it multi-line here. And here we want to use source, and the source will be like, you need double curly brackets like this, and we want to say URI article dot image, because that's what you said will hold the URL to the article, right?
Yep.
All right. And then we also want to give it a style, and the style will be styles dot image, like this.
Note also in normal React it would be SRC, but here we're
Yeah.
using source.
Yeah.
I started writing that too.
All right. Okay, but now, so now we have the component. We're going to tweak it a little bit, but for now we're displaying the title and the image, and we probably want to display the lead or shit like that. But let's start with that for now, okay? So we're going to move over to the first screen, and we're going to import this baby, of course, right? So we import this on top, and that would be the article component like this, and we say article like that. And here, where we have this render item function in the flat list, now instead of just showing a random text with the item title, we want to say article, and we want to close this immediately, and the only parameter, the prop we want to pass down to article would be the item, okay? Because that's what we have to our disposal here. What do you say?
Ooh. All right.
It works. Look at that.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly my point on this. Damn. So let's see if we can tweak this a little bit, right? To make it look even better. Yeah. Let's see if we can make this. No, I can't make this smaller. Can I make this smaller? Oh, let's just move this out of the way, like this. And let's get rid of this. And let's head over to the article.js, okay?
Yes.
And let's make this even smaller so everyone can see everything. Kind of. There's a chat in the way, but we get the gist of it. Something like that, I guess. Okay. So what I would like to see is I must have done something wrong here. Title, padding bottom. Right. I wanted the card to be, so view style card, styles card, right? That works. And then we have the title and the image. Right. So how about we go into the card and we add some other stuff here, like for instance padding top.
Sounds like a British village. Padding top.
Yeah, exactly. Padding top. Let's set that to 2. Come on, get lost. And then we add padding right. And you know, I'm not a CSS kind of guy, so I'm not.
You can set padding horizontal.
Yeah, well.
Then it comes in both if you want.
Well, if I want, I don't know what I want, to be honest.
Okay.
We can, yeah, I don't know. We're gonna say padding left, and the left could be 10. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I've done this before, so you know why. And there's a margin at the bottom that will be 40. 40. Let's try that. Right, and then, but I'm worried about the it should be, no, this is not right.
Set image width to 100% maybe, because I think it's gonna go out of the window.
This doesn't look good. I'm worried that, hold on a second. No, that can't be that. No, these paddings, they're like, these are not. Let's see. So we have the view style, this, and then we have the touchable, and then we have the text, and the right. How about I add another? We have lead. Is it called lead or what is it called?
Teaser.
Teaser.
Actually, quick question: do everybody see images?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Definitely also you.
Well, I assume that you don't see them. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, of course.
You want to share your screen for a second? We can take a look, or what do you want to do?
Because I cannot see a mistake.
Let's see. Where are you?
You see the text.
I can.
Right. Article.
Something like this.
URI, image source, URI. Yeah, the relative, width, font size, height. Article, dot title, article. Yeah.
Height spelled wrong, is this?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Image height.
25.
So it has a height of 0.
Where?
The
With
key.
25.
There's an E missing.
After the H.
After H.
Height.
Boom.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it's still not really what I wanted it to be. But anyway, we can stop your screen share now. And I can resume mine, I guess.
Yes, please.
Right, there we go. Not very happy with that. So let's see if we can find another way, a better way. We will prevail. There's something wrong with this. I'm not the best CSSer around. But let's see. Right. This is. Menu view. Tab navigator now. Right. This. Which card is this? All right, so let's change this to Paddington. Let's change this to absolute. The relative position. Right, that fucked it all up, didn't it?
I'm not sure I want this on my app.
What?
The absolute. Squishes it a lot.
And then we need to move the image. We need to wrap this in fragments. Okay. Wrap the whole thing in fragments, and we want to add the image outside of the view. A little better, but not really bad. Good, you know. And the card is right. So let's kill the teaser now, because I think that the teaser is fucking things up for us. No. Flooding, and also remove the margin on this card. Right. But I wanted this to be, you know, what I was looking for is I wanted the title to be above the like floating over the image.
I think try to set position to relative and then the image position to absolute.
The image position.
So the card position is relative.
Yeah.
And then the image position is absolute.
You think so?
I'm not sure. We played around with this a little bit. I think we ended up. It's something with the.
Yeah, let's change the height of the image to 250. Okay. No, let's.
And then it should be inside of the view here again. I think.
You think? Yeah, no. Not really. No. Let's move this outside of the view again.
Yeah, it's.
Oops. Did it work for you, or what are you saying?
And then we set the width maybe of the height of the card to the same as the image.
Yeah, but let me just try this. Right, it's not really there. It's not. What if we just say this? Hold on a second. Let me just paste a little bit of code here. Right, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. And the font size, let's make the font size 22. You have very long titles on your thing.
Yeah, we need to change that.
And so let's give this a gray background color. Let's see if that works. Something like this, perhaps? Not sure about the margin top 40 now. So let's remove the margin top on that. Let's put them all together. Yeah, something like this, perhaps? What do you say?
Yes.
You good?
Yep.
You're not saying anything, so I don't know if it's
Yeah.
good or bad. I mean, it's a flat list. You can.
Yeah.
You
It is
can.
perfect.
You can mess around with this one way or another. But the good thing is that we use the flat list. We use dimensions, which is something that is available to us in React Native as a component, and we can get the window width, for instance, and you can get. I mean, these things are different on every device, right? So in this case, you don't want to hard code this. You want to have this dynamic one way or another, right?
Yeah.
I can say a fun fact about the flat list and how it differs from the .map, because we can use just a map also.
Yeah.
But the flat list, it doesn't render everything until it comes in view. That way it becomes more seamless, kind of.
Yes. Correct. Correct. So let's import another thing, and that is called the touchable opacity. Okay. So we just from React Native. So touchable opacity. Where is it? Touchable opacity. There it is. Touchable opacity. And then we want to, instead of the fragments that we have, we want to say touchable opacity. Okay. And we also want to close it like this. And here we want to the touchable opacity that is wrapping the entire thing, right? We want to say on press, we want to give this a callback, and we want to say navigation Yeah, we need to import that. Sorry, on the constant we have to say navigation also. Navigation, right? And we want to say navigate, and we want to navigate to the second. What was it? We called it second screen.
Second screen, yeah.
Right. And then we want to pass in, and we use name there, right? Before, and the name would be the article dot title. Okay. And so now when I click on this, nothing happens.
You need to pass it down also.
Navigation. Where do I have to pass it down? Yes, I have to pass it down. Yes. So sorry. So in my first screen, we want to say navigation equals navigation as in curlies. Right. Of course. Right, let's see. Hello, Moderna. Right. And then we're going back, and then we're going back. Like, right?
Yep.
Right. So I could potentially go back to the article here, and I could say instead of name, I could call it title, and then the second thing would be teaser. Would be the article teaser. There we go, right? And so we have to go to the second screen now, and we want to say here, instead of props route name params name, we have to change name to title, and then the other one, we're just going to copy this one, actually make it a little easier for me, and that would be the params teaser. Right. And then we probably need to give it some styling somewhere. We don't want to center this anymore. Let's see. Did I misspell something or what? Styles. We're not going to remove the styles header from style now. We're going to remove the word hello, of course. It's not. It doesn't show. Why doesn't it show? So I'm just going to create another one called what? Props route params teaser. Did I miss something on the article?
Didn't we delete teaser from there?
I got the teaser.
Oh, yeah.
Also, where do you import navigation?
I will show you that.
Render item.
Right. So
Bad list.
So if you go to your first screen on the article, when you render article, you pass in the item, but you also need to pass in the navigation down to the article component. Who's doing the heavy breathing?
It's Chris.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
You have a real podcast microphone there. It's good.
And yeah, exactly. So that's pretty much it, folks. So let's just take this for a spin. Seva, where are you on rendering those articles?
Render list, cannot render title when click. Something wrong with props, probably.
Share your screen, brother.
And
right.
this is the...
So let's go to... where are you? This is the article. You're
second screen.
This is the
It's because route. I don't think this is how you get the...
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I.
Oh, okay. I got you. So, yesterday when we displayed the name, did you get that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was all good.
All right. Yeah. Props route article. Article. Route params dot article. Right.
Params dot article. Right. Of course. Title, and when I send it there, how do I do it?
Where is that? So you have to go
second
to
screen.
The first. You have to go to the first screen. No.
Shit. Yeah.
Article, item, navigation. That looks okay. So go to the article now, and you go on press navigation name article. Well, no, just say. You know what? Say article is article, not article title. Just say instead of name. No. Just say article. Just nothing else.
Article equals article.
Right. Well, not equals, but article colon article. That's what you can do. I mean, it's not how I did it, but you can do this. Right. This is better, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. And now you have to modify your display so you display the lead as well. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Or teaser or whatever it's called.
No problem. That is piece of cake.
All right. Next one. David, how are you doing? You can stop screen sharing.
All right. Had some typos. I fixed it. Yeah.
And you have it displayed on screen. All is good.
Ah.
Okay. Kim.
Yeah, it works fine.
All right. Luke?
Yep, works fine. I've been playing with it a bit on my phone.
All right. And Arun?
This time I can say it works fine.
Good stuff. Awesome. And Lucas?
Yes, it is perfect.
And who else? Did
Me.
I miss anyone? Me.
Yes,
That's good. Yes,
it works.
The heavy breather. It works. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So that's. I think that's about it. That's what I had for you.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
And it doesn't have to be harder than that, but it is different than it is on in React, right? So this flat list is a bit different, basically. So I'm gonna remove these original things, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of refactoring here, so I follow my own principles. So I'm just gonna say article, just what we did with Sieva, article, and then on the second screen, which of course are not how you want to lay this, params dot article dot teaser, and then article dot title. Right, and then we could say style equals something like styles teaser, and we're just gonna create teaser, and we're just gonna give it a font size of size of 16, perhaps. Let's try that. Yeah, perhaps more. Perhaps 20. Or something like that. You know, you can have some padding and you can have a container. So you can have padding. What was it you said? You had padding horizontal? Is that it? So
that's on the sides.
Yeah, let's give it 10. Right, like this is better. Right. And right, well, you know, you can always play around with this more and more. Let's import well, yeah, we could go to the article component and copy the image settings from your styles and go to the second screen and add them here.
And Tom, sorry to interrupt. I need to go help out with my kid.
Sure.
Get he's sick. So I'll catch you boys later.
Right, no problem.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
And then we just do image. Well, we can take that from the article display. Where was that? That was here. Right, and then we go to the second screen, and we just import this, and we just use this URI would be the article, this one, something like that. And let's see if this works. Well, we need to import dimensions, sorry. Dimensions, there we go. All right, so yeah, now we have this. Well, I guess we don't want that. We need this outside, but okay, you get the drift, right? So, right, we could just wrap this in fragments and put the image outside, something like that. Right, and now you have your news delivery service. Okay. Chat, I don't know what you thought about this, but that's how you use flat list in React Native. Hopefully you learned something. the code will be, of course, pushed up. Luke is gone, so let's get over to Lucas. Did you learn anything today?
I learned about dimensions. That was pretty cool because it doesn't have a viewport in the same way, I guess. So that's why you use dimensions.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But you've been doing a little bit of React Native before, so not much was new to you, I guess.
Other than that, this is I've done this before.
Yeah, exactly. Kim, did you learn anything today?
Yeah, it was great. Everything, pretty much new shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man of many words.
Man of many words. Right. Arun, did you learn anything today?
Yep. It's very interesting. It's like mobile app is looking very. It's like seeing in like how I use my phone, and I have no idea. It's like it's working, and this is very interesting to play here with it. And yeah, it's like it's diamonds and touchable opacity. It's very interesting everything. So I think I'm new to it. I'm learning it. So I will practice more.
Awesome. David?
Yeah, everything is new. That's interesting. Exciting.
Exciting. We live in exciting times, people.
Yeah, I love it. I love how it looks.
Awesome. Christer, I haven't asked you yet. Did you learn anything?
Yeah, it's all new, but it's really cool. And I think this is going to help us because this is where, like, basically what me and Kim was trying to do like an hour ago. Mm-hmm. So this is going to help us a lot.
Good timing then. Good timing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's like almost the same, but still don't as React.
Exactly. It's slightly different. Hello, Cyrus. Yeah, we're doing React Native today. You just catch the very last few minutes of the stream. We managed to fetch a little bit of data and display it on screen in a flat list, and then navigate to a show screen. Seva, did you learn anything today?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's fun. It's very similar, but a little bit different. And also, I think it's a bit more familiar because Lucas showed us inline styling before. So it was much more like familiar than it could have been, I think. Yeah, but it's cool. I liked it.
Cool. Did I miss to ask anyone, or I think I asked everyone, didn't I?
Kim?
Oh, he asked me.
Yeah, but he didn't say much. I can ask him again. But
He's a very talker guy.
No, yeah. So inline styling, using those style sheets. That's a bit different, of course. But other than that, this is pretty straightforward, I would say, right? Yeah, that's just have fun and rock and roll, people. That there's nothing else to it.
Yes,
I would say. Just doing final pieces of small refactorings here, just to keep this as neat and as possible. We covered Axios, pretty straightforward, exactly as we used it before. Now, of course, we could argue that this call shouldn't be made here, but rather in like a service component or service module or something like that. You know what I think about that, of course. We recognize use state and use effect. Nothing new here. We moved some stuff around, so there are a few imports that are no longer valid. So we should clean them up. We made use of the flat list. And again, for me personally, this is a little bit weird. Perhaps Cyrus have an opinion about this. Why do I have to call this an item in the render item thing? Why can't I give this a name by myself? But I can't, apparently. I guess it's an item of the list, so it's tightly coupled to that. I don't know. I remember that the first time around, I was a bit taken aback by this. But it is what it is. And also this article ID that is an integer, it needs to be a string. when you do extract those keys. And you know the key extractor is because in React when you map over something and you return a collection, it has to have the keys on it, right? And the key needs to be unique, and it's the same thing here. Yeah, it's a property, and they just named it item. I understand that. I was again a little bit confused by this. First time I used it, but that's the way it is. But I didn't quite understand why this key needs to be a string, that it can't be an integer. Or you know what? Let's try to remove that and see if I'm right. Actually, I wasn't right. This can be an integer nowadays. I remember we were running into issues with this, so you can remove it to S actually. Yeah, okay.
I think you can remove the key extractor altogether, because it does, unless you want to put your own keys.
Oh, but don't you get some warnings on it?
I think it puts its own keys, but then it puts it as from 0, 1, 2, 3, blah blah blah. So unless you want to assign your own kind of key values, then
okay. Well, then we're gonna remove it because we don't need that. I mean, we do send off the article, so if we ever use the ID for anything, the less code the better, I'd say. So yeah, good stuff. Let's cut that away. Not sure if you guys agree, but yeah. Of course, the naming is way off because it was a demo code here, with the first screen, second screen, all of that stuff, and it shouldn't be called my application and so on. But you can see past that, of course. Yeah, you can also use item index on this render item if you want to have some stuff here, I guess. Yeah.
And Thomas, can you show second screen really quickly, the code?
Which one?
Second screen.
Second screen. Yes, I can show you the code on second screen. Anything specific you wonder about?
Yeah, like image kills everything. Just white screen when I import it. For some reason. Yeah.
That's weird. Did you wrap everything in fragments?
Yes. No, it kind of works, but just like a white screen.
Really?
Maybe something wrong with my styling of image.
Well,
does it have a height?
Just height, and margin, and width. Yeah, that's it.
I just have height and width. I don't have a margin on the image anymore.
I don't think the margin should kill it.
No. Well, unless the margin is enormous.
Damn. Yeah, strange.
Well, I use URI on this, actually. You say I can use URL? Yeah, I can use URL apparently as well. But URI and URL worked. No, don't use URL. Use URI. Yeah. URI is for the cool kids.
But he says maybe Siva had URL.
Yeah. No.
You want to share your screen, Siva?
Okay.
Right, let's have a look. Image source. Yeah, and click on something.
If I take this away.
Well, show me the console. The console shows 4 errors.
To construct image.
Cannot be called from a function.
Actually, don't import it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's
there
it.
You go.
That
helps. That's rubber ducking for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's rubber ducking. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for your attention, Cyrus. Thank you for dropping by. What would Jesus do? That's the question of today. What would Jesus do? I appreciate you keeping us company. Everyone, thank you. Hope we learned something. I see you in the next stream. That is, of course, a little bit, on the need to have basis, but I am online on weekends in the mornings. So yeah, you're gonna catch us. But I will be back before then. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you, chat. Be cool, be safe, and so on. So long.
Peace.
Peace out, folks. Peace out. How do I stop this? Oh, I click sluta strömma, probably. Yeah, ciao, ciao, ciao.